Starting a business can be one of the most exciting and scariest things in the world. And if you want to start a business, you've probably wondered how to start my own business from home. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 5 things you need to know to start a business from home. Starting a business is one thing. Starting a business from home where you don't have an office and you don't have a network to pull from, or you don't have the energy of other people, can be different. And you wanna make sure you do it correctly. And in this video, I'm gonna lay out exactly not only how I did it, but how you can do it too. The first thing you wanna do is take a talent assessment. I know this might be hard. It's hard to dive in and see what we're really good at. Most of us are actually really bad at stating what we're really good at. We don't see it. We often take it for granted. Like, I'll talk about business sometimes and I'm like, that stuff's basic. My wife will often remind me, it's basic to you because you've been studying this for a while. The truth of the matter is, the things you know, the skills you have, and the people you can help, it's not basic to them. It might be basic to you, but it's not basic to them. If you go out and play scratch golf, believe me, I can tell you from experience, that's not basic. And you have things to teach. So you want to first do a talent assessment. What do you have skills in that you could teach and eventually sell to people? One of the ways you can do your talent assessment is survey 2 to 3 people that know you really, really well. And just ask them, what do you think I'm gifted in? And let them tell you what you're good at. Somebody said something to me the other day about being good at a specific piece of business that actually for years I've thought I was really bad at. And after he helped me see through this, I was like, you know what? I might have some skills in this area. But it took somebody else telling me that. And I'm telling you, it probably will take somebody else helping unveil where you're really gifted. You might be a great parent and feel like you're a failure. But to other parents, they look at you and they're like, how do they parent their kids so well? Because you see your flaws, other people do not. And so it's really important to pull people in that love us, that care about us, that'll definitely tell us the truth, but they're not as critical and they can tell you, I see a lot of skills in this area. It'd be great if we built relationships where that was a constant flow of value and we were constantly reminding each other of what we're good at, but a lot of times that topic of conversation doesn't come up. So one of the ways to do a talent assessment is bring other people in that know you well and ask them where they see some of your gifts lie. But also, don't underestimate learning a new skill. Don't underestimate learning web design, or video editing, or photography, or wedding planning, or running an online business, or consulting, or coaching. Don't underestimate learning a skill that you've never had before just because you haven't taken the time to learn it. But one of the things I want you to do is make sure you separate your talent from your hobbies. There are some hobbies I have that I would not want to teach people because I'm not that good at. Golf would be one of those. I love to play golf. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I don't feel good enough to teach somebody else how to improve their golf game. I'd rather leave that to people that are better and are really skilled at teaching the golf swing. And it's the same for you. Separate your hobbies. If you love to garden, but it's not something you're really great at, then don't teach that. Teach something different, or learn how to do that really well and then teach that. But don't underestimate learning a new skill, and make sure we separate our hobbies from our real talents. Tip number 2 is hiring a mentor that specializes in home-based business. There's a lot of business coaches out there, but some business coaches specialize in starting businesses from home because there's a whole different element when you're running your entire business from the same place you live. If your kids are home, how do you run a business where kids are running around the house? How do you do that inside of a school year? If you homeschool your kids, it throws another element on it. Business coaches that teach home-based businesses are really helpful in working through how you can do this in your very own life. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in coaches for one reason. Every time I hire a coach, I get better because they work with me, number one, on my mindset. It's the number one thing that needs to change. In fact, it's one of the things that gets discounted by nearly everybody starting a business. They're like, oh, I know about mindset, just tell me what to do. You know why I know that? Because that's how I used to be. I called myself a tactic junkie. I always just wanted the tactics to do it. Just tell me what to do and I'll get it done. Because I was always a hard worker, I'll just get it done. And what I realized, I neglected my mindset for years until I had a coach point out, Mike, you're downplaying mindset training and it's the thing that's holding you back. Until I really came to terms with that, it really, really, really was holding me back. And it's the same for you. You need a coach that can help you work through the mindset issue. For example, one of the things that business coaches that specialize in home-based businesses do is they help you with your productivity. When you're at home and nobody's hawking over you, making sure you're getting your work done, how do you make sure you're productive and keeping up with deadlines and timelines and spending the time on marketing and not just wasting your day? That is a big, big issue, and they can help hold you accountable in that. So hiring a coach in that area is a very profitable thing to do. The third thing you need to do is lay out your BP or your business plan. Your business plan is simply the entire structure of your business. It's a document that explains what customers you serve, what service and product you offer, how you do it different from your other competitors, what are your competitors, and how you plan to truly generate revenue from your business. It's a really exciting document to put together because it's fun to see this business formulate on paper and then go away and actually put it into practice. Before we go on to the last few tips, make sure you subscribe to our channel to get tons more content around building a business, generating revenue, and really building complete financial freedom. So make sure you subscribe. Let's get back to the video. Tip number 4 is to lay out any startup funds you're gonna need to launch this business. I've realized that depending on the business, most home-based businesses can be started for under $10,000 as long as you're watching your dollars and making sure you're really getting good deals. Because there's a few things you're gonna need no matter if you're a home-based business or a business that needs space. There is a few things that you're gonna need as a startup. There's 4 things I really believe every business needs to start with. You need to start with an online presence, whether that's a funnel or a website. You need to have some way to connect with your customers and offer your products and services. The second thing you really need is a brand. You need to have an image, a logo, and a name so that when people see it, they can identify it with you. Because you want to continue to see this float throughout the internet and float throughout the community so people understand who you are and what you really stand for. The third thing I would invest in is a mentor, as I mentioned before. You gotta set some money aside to hire somebody who can really help you work through this. And the fourth thing is the actual development of the product or service you're going to sell. If it's a physical product, you're gonna need some money to develop those products in order to sell. If you're gonna buy products and sell them on consignment, you need money to buy those products. If you're gonna offer a service, maybe you need to create some business card and create some marketing materials to develop that so you can actually market that service. But either way, you're gonna need some startup costs to put your products and services together. The fifth one was a hard one for me to get. It's work on acquiring customers more than you work on bettering your skill. And here's what I mean. When I launched my first speaking business and I was going out throughout the country speaking at colleges, universities, churches, and youth groups and these high schools, I always wanted to become a better speaker. And what I realized was becoming a better speaker didn't put me in front of more students. Becoming a better marketer put me in front of more students. And what I realized was, no matter how good I got, when I went and spoke to students and truly poured my heart out and really tried to help people, they always thought you're great. Because the truth is, they can sense if you're being genuine, and here I am working on my skills and making sure I walk this way and only use my hands at certain times when students don't care. They want to know that your content's real, you're being genuine, and you care about them. And when I realized focusing on getting booked to speak, rather focusing on becoming a great speaker, I was able to help hundreds of thousands of more people. It's the idea of the chiropractor that's the best in town, but he can't get anybody to come work on. The massage therapist, they're the best, but they can't get any customers. So they're the best kept secret. And the idea with a lot of businesses is they're really good once they get a customer, but they're terrible at getting one. And I want you to focus a lot of your education, learning, and time on acquiring customers, and you'll continue to get better over time. But at some point, good is good enough, and you need to get out and start marketing and making sales so you can generate some revenue. But no matter what kind of business you're gonna start, how much revenue you're gonna raise, you need to know starting a business is work and it's going to be an uphill climb. That's just the truth of business. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and it's gonna take some work and it's gonna take some persistence. You're gonna be told no by a lot more customers than you're gonna be told yes by. And preparing for that on the front end will help you prepare for that day when you're feeling discouraged, you just don't feel like your business is growing, and say, listen, I prepared for this. I knew this was gonna come. So now I know what to do. So prepare yourself. And one of the ways you can prepare yourself is by getting around a network that can continue to encourage you when you get in those spaces. So join groups of entrepreneurs that can encourage you and you can encourage them in this crazy journey of entrepreneurship. And I also wanna give you a free gift. I wanna give you my free business startup checklist. So if you go down into the description and click the link, you can get my free business startup checklist so you don't miss any of the items you need as you're launching your business.